Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Listen closely, because what I am about to say will make your chest tighten. She tells herself she is done with you, yet something inside her refuses to release you, and that inner conflict is not accidental. It is proof. If this already feels uncomfortable, good. That means it is touching truth. Before we go deeper, take 1 second, subscribe to this channel and like this video, because what you are learning here protects you from confusion and emotional traps. I am speaking to you as a psychologist and as a woman. When a woman cannot let you go, it is not always because of love. It is because your presence disrupted her internal emotional order. You became the reference point, her nervous system calibrated around. You see, the mind can lie, but the body never does when she tries to move on and feels anxiety instead of relief. That is your first signal when she dates someone new, but compares his silence to yours, his touch to yours, his timing to yours. That comparison is not romantic nostalgia. It is psychological imprinting. You represented certainty during emotional unpredictability. Even if the relationship was chaotic, you became familiar, and the brain prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar peace. This is why she checks your social media late at night. This is why she asks mutual friends about you while pretending not to care. This is why she oscillates between warmth and distance. She is not playing games. She is regulating withdrawal. When someone leaves our emotional system, the brain experiences it. Like detox, the craving, the irritation, the sudden memories are symptoms, and you were the substance she attached safety, identity, and validation to. And here is the part. Men are rarely told if she truly let you go, you would feel nothing from her. No sudden messages, no reactive silence, no emotional spikes. Indifference is quiet, attachment is loud. If she argues with you, if she defends herself, if she needs to explain herself to you, she is still emotionally negotiating your value in her life. The opposite of love is not hate, it is neutrality. And neutrality does not watch your stories twice, does not reread old messages, does not feel threatened by your absence. So if she cannot let you go, it is because losing you feels like losing herself, psychologically speaking. When a woman cannot let you go, the strongest evidence hides in her silence, not her words. She may tell herself she is healed, yet her behavior leaks the truth. She goes quiet, not because she forgot you, but because remembering you activates emotion she cannot control. The mind avoids what threatens stability. So silence becomes a coping mechanism, not closure. When she delays replies, then suddenly responds with intensity. That swing is emotional regulation, not indifference. Her nervous system is still scanning for you, still checking whether you are safe, still checking whether you matter. This is why she reacts to your growth with subtle tension. Your confidence unsettles her because it challenges the narrative she built to survive losing you. Psychologically speaking, when someone leaves before emotional resolution, the brain creates unfinished loops. Those loops seek completion through contact, imagination, or memory. This is why she dreams about you at random times. This is why your name triggers a physical sensation in her chest, stomach, or throat. The body remembers emotional bonds even when the conscious mind resists them. Another sign she cannot let you go is when she reframes the past repeatedly. Sometimes you were the villain, sometimes you were the love of her life. This inconsistency reveals ambivalence, not clarity. A resolved memory is stable, an unresolved one keeps changing shape, because the mind is still negotiating meaning. She is not rewriting history for drama. She is trying to emotionally survive a bond that did not end cleanly. Watch how she speaks about you to others. If she minimizes you, yet grows defensive when someone criticizes you, that contradiction is attachment talking. The ego wants distance. The heart wants preservation. Even jealousy is not the clearest proof. The clearest proof is comparison. When she measures her present against the emotional imprint you left. Comparison is the brain saying this mattered deeply, and it still does understand this. Carefully, this does not mean you chase. This does not mean you provoke it. Attachment thrives on unpredictability and scarcity. When she cannot let you go, it is because you represented emotional coherence at a time when her identity was forming or shifting. You anchored her during uncertainty, and anchors are not forgotten. They are felt even when unseen. This is why forcing closure never works. Closure is not a conversation. It is an internal acceptance, and acceptance cannot be rushed. crushed. The more she tries to prove she is over you, the more evidence appears that she is not, because peace does not need proof. It simply exists. There is a hidden mechanism at play when she can't let you go, and it's not something most men are taught. She may act detached, cold, or even indifferent, but underneath that exterior, her emotional system is in overdrive. Every time she scrolls past your picture, every time she notices a trivial detail about you, her brain releases microbursts of dopamine and cortisol, the exact chemical cocktail that makes attachment so persistent. This is not love in the fairy tale sense. This is survival wiring, the same mechanism that kept our ancestors bonded to family and mates for protection. You became a neurochemical landmark in her life, and landmarks are hard to erase. Notice how she mirrors you without realizing it. Her laughter, her gestures, her timing around you subconsciously sync with your patterns. This is proof she is still internally referencing you, even when she says she isn't. Mirroring is a fundamental psychological phenomenon that occurs when someone's nervous system is still attuned to you. It is subtle, often invisible to casual observation, but to someone who understands behavior, it is loud and undeniable. She cannot let go because the mind organizes itself around the familiar emotional rhythms you created. Even resentment she may feel toward you is evidence of attachment. Hatred requires investment. Indifference requires none. Look at her social cues: sudden interest in your achievements, muted defensiveness when you succeed, uncharacteristic restraint when discussing mutual friends. These micro-behaviors are not random. They are silent negotiations of presence and absence, attempts to stabilize her internal state in relation to you. Psychologically speaking, she experiences your absence as a fragmentation of her own emotional ecosystem. You were a reference point, a mirror, and a stabilizing force all at once, and losing that causes her internal system to wobble. Understand this. She is not necessarily aware of the depth of her own attachment. Conscious denial often masks unconscious truth. This is why she may justify her behavior as "I'm fine" or "I've moved on," yet still engages in subtle behaviors that tether her to you. The emotional tether exists below the level of reason. You cannot force it, you cannot argue it away, and attempts to prove her wrong only reinforce the very loops keeping her attached. This is the paradox of attachment. The more she denies it, the more evidence accumulates that she hasn't truly released you. And as a man who understands female psychology, recognizing this difference is the key to clarity. Indifference is observable. Attachment is invisible but felt, and she is still anchored to you if her mind and body continue to signal your significance long after conscious words suggest otherwise. Now pay attention, because this next part is where most men misunderstand everything. Her inability to let you go is not about manipulation, not about games, not about malice. It is about her nervous system trying to maintain equilibrium in a world where losing you created an emotional vacuum. Think of it as a storm inside her brain. Memories, emotions, desires, regrets, all swirling, and she's learning to navigate without capsizing. That storm does not stop just because she says she's over it. Her words are often a surface-level defense. Her behavior is the truth you should read. One of the most revealing signs is when she shows sudden warmth out of nowhere or unexpectedly checks in on you. It may feel confusing, frustrating, even intoxicating, but psychologically, this is a classic pull and push pattern. It is how her system regulates attachment. Proximity gives comfort. Distance triggers craving. You may notice her smiling at a memory of you alone or sharing something that reminds her of your past together. These are not conscious attempts to control you. They are unconscious attempts to soothe the part of her brain that still equates you with safety. Even when she criticizes you, even when she expresses anger or disappointment, there is still an attachment thread. Why? Because emotional investment is not erased by frustration. The brain encodes bonds in patterns, not logic. You may have thought that distance would make her forget, that ignoring her would bring closure, but the mind does not work linearly. Emotional attachment lingers in loops, replaying, recalibrating, seeking resolution that words alone cannot provide. You will notice micro-behaviors too. Things like her laughing at your jokes, even when she's pretending not to, subtly seeking validation from mutual friends about you, or finding reasons to intersect with your life indirectly. These are markers of emotional presence. They are unconscious, involuntary, and revealing. They show she has not fully released you because releasing you means dismantling a part of her identity that once depended on you. Understand this clearly. She is negotiating two truths simultaneously. One is her conscious decision that the relationship is over. The other is her unconscious system screaming that the connection mattered deeply and still matters. This duality creates tension, anxiety, and often regret. And here is the critical insight for you. Recognizing this allows you to stop misinterpreting her actions as intentional games and start seeing them as honest signals of emotional reality. Her mind wants closure, her body refuses it. That is why she cannot let you go.